Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Owen the Town on our special match reaction from the Arsenal game. Got with me live Bataro, forgot his name there briefly.
Thank you, mate.
And Steve has joined us on Zoom because of loads of things going on out and about. How are we both feeling today? Are we sort of over the grief?
Slowly but surely. It was a difficult one, I have to admit. That one really hurt. But slowly refocusing, getting ready for Sunday.
Yeah, feel a lot better than I did last night, because I don't think we spoke really, did we, on the way back on the bus?
Yeah.
Tears were nearly shed, so yeah.
I've got to be honest, after we played Brentford and how poor we played at Brentford, it was chalk and cheese, wasn't it? And for me personally, to see that goal go in, like everybody else in the stadium, it was just like unbelievable disappointment. And not disappointment because we didn't play well, disappointment because we deserved something from that match.
Massively.
Yeah. I think something that sort of reflecting today that people may or may not agree with, if we'd have played like that against Brentford, then we would almost certainly got something out of it. And that was more important than last night. The games against the top teams, in my opinion, aren't as important because you wouldn't target them. You know, if we'd have done that against Brentford, then I've got a feeling we'd have got at least a draw. And it's a little bit annoying that it went that way round.
Without a doubt, I think we'd have got 3 points playing like against Brentford. But, we didn't, and that's the problem. We didn't. But last night, from minute one, we were on it, Bataro.
Honestly, like I said, I know going on about how how gut-wrenching it was and whatever else, but the fact we've got to be so proud because that performance, like you say, from minute one onwards and whatever, it's not what we discussed on the previous pod. Are we going to get at them straight away? And we did. And the thing, what I loved the most was the fact that we were so aggressive and they had no idea what to do. They were trying to go down, they were trying to claim a foul for everything because they weren't used to it. So many teams give them plenty of respect, but yesterday or last night, no respect from us, and I love that. It's absolutely beautiful to see.
Steve, Rob
Martinelli was one of the worst,
wasn't he?
Arse,
mate.
Him
and Jesus, yeah.
He looked as if he was holding his insides in, and then sort of within a few seconds, he was pelting down the wing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, infuriating.
Steve, Rob Edwards got his tactics exactly right last night, don't you think?
Just absolutely perfect. I mean, I think some of the team selections as well would have been forced upon him, obviously, Nakamba and stuff like that. But do you know what? I mean, because I've been critical of Elijah. If we're going to play one up front or, whatever the formation, but where that main spearhead attacker is going to be isolated for long periods of time, I think last night showed that Elijah, at the moment, is a miles better choice than Carlton. Carlton seems quite laboured in his fitness. I mean, he's working like an absolute dog. But last night, you remember when Elijah came on, I think it was Liverpool, and we were, why isn't he pressing? He was quite sort of, not lazy, but he wasn't doing what we were all expecting. He done that last night. He was in their faces.
Yeah, you're right.
Defenders just find him difficult to play against because of his style. He was
very leggy, isn't he, as well?
Yeah, and he was much more mobile. He was quicker. And I think he caused miles more problems than Carlton has done the last few weeks. And I think that was great for Elijah last night.
He almost showed like an aggression, didn't he, as well, that we've never... I'm not saying we've never seen from Elijah, but you wouldn't say like Elijah's probably the most aggressive character, but he was on them. He was, he's getting in their faces.
Yeah, we haven't seen it on a regular basis, and that's what we've asked for because we know he can do it and that he's good at it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let's just have a look at a couple of your 3-word reviews tonight. Alex says, what a game. Andy, a cruel end. Matt, Shearer was impressed. Fraser, deserved much more. DB, we gave it everything. Rob, it stings so bad. Neville felt like Blackpool. Actually, it did a bit, didn't it? Stephen, Ross Barkley's magnificent. George, Elijah must start. And Ian, as everybody I think around us is saying, we're gutted but proud.
Yeah, that's it. Gutted but proud. That's what we just I touched on. Certainly go like, you know, the feeling. I mean, as soon as that whistle, as soon as that goal went in, I mean, I don't know about you boys, it was almost, I was close to tears.
Sometimes you've just got to appreciate who we're playing. Now, listen, Arsenal are no mugs. They're top of the Premier League. And the guy that scored the winning goal was £104 million to buy. 104 million. Just let that sink in. And, you know, if he's that good, then, you know, well played for him to score in. I'm disappointed it went in. But, you know, we've competed with a team that paid that for one player. Yeah, it's crazy. And we were toe-to-toe with them. I don't care what anybody... I've read some social medias from Arsenal fans saying that Luton were poor. You know, we was in control of the game. If it wasn't for our goalkeeper, Luton wouldn't have done this. But
I got that last night. One of my mates, an Arsenal fan, and we basically gifted you 2 goals. I mean, if you want to be like that, we gifted you 2 goals.
In our opinion, we made it easy for their 3, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Well, 3 of their 4, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. And Raya, to be fair, I don't understand why Arsenal ever bought him, to be fair. You know...
he's a loan, isn't he?
Well, he's on loan with an intention to buy, but why did they loan him, you know, when they had a keeper that's not made that many mistakes before? You know, and Raya last night, he made some glaring, really...
a goalkeeper should never be beaten when you take into account they've also got the length of their arms.
Yeah.
You know, and Elijah, he done him so cleanly as well. You know, you couldn't even think, he's giving him a little nudge. It was so clean, and he just absolutely towered above him.
We had 4 changes from the Brentford game. We had Brown, Adebayo, Townsend and Doughty for Ogbeni, Morris, Chong and Lockyer. Probably saw that coming. Mengi, by the way. Can we just talk about him really briefly?
Again.
I know I can't stop talking about him because he has impressed every single time I've watched him this season, almost. Yeah,
for such a young lad with, you know, he hasn't got a huge amount of sort of first team league experience and that. He's just growing in stature every game. You know, we were one cross clearance away from getting something out of that. And I thought at the time we were going to have a bit of a problem because I think it was Kabore. He gave away a free kick. It was it was a tired, clumsy tackle that we didn't need to make. But I think when you're under sort of physical duress like that, that's when you don't make sort of clear decisions. But it was a great cross. But yeah, it was so proud of him. It was just so disappointing because it was literally one clearance away from getting what we deserved.
It took Arsenal 20 minutes to break us down and score that first goal of the game. Martinelli from Saka's cross after a quick throw. The disappointing thing is the quick throw for me.
Yeah.
Ball goes out. Kaminsky was put under pressure anyway.
Amari Bell, was it?
I can't remember.
It was
I think it was Mengi with the pass.
It?
It was a bad back pass. I don't think it was a great clearance, but I think he wanted to make sure he didn't go near to one of the attackers. But as you said, Dave, it was that 4 or 5 second gap where the fullback probably thought, I can have a little quick breather. And you can't. You don't have that 4 or 5 seconds at this level. They took the quick throw. The guy was goal side of the fullback. And, you know,
if
done.
If Kaminsky puts that into the crowd rather than against the boards, it doesn't go back to Saka to take the throw. But also, you know, our multi-ball system, our ball boys don't give them the ball that quick.
I was going to say, that's the thing. I was about to touch on that. That's why I was livid last night. The fact of, I looked at Kaminsky. There's nothing against him, by the way. It's not his fault. I know that. Maybe could have done a bit, but I don't know. But
it was with his wrong foot as well.
That's what I'm saying. Last night, I was really frustrated. The fact of, not the fact that he's put it out of play, it's the fact that he's not smashed it outside the ground. Yeah. Or just something like that. Because that's the first thing I looked at. You just pass it into the boarding.
But he was trying to stop the corner as well because it was going quite far, wasn't it? And he was out of position.
Yeah. And it was a terrible back pass.
Yeah, it was terrible back pass. So, you know, you caught yourself out there. And you're just thinking, okay, but we haven't played that bad. And then we get our goal, super quick when you think about it, you know.
It was a beauty, wasn't it? What a thumping header.
Oh, mate, lovely, yeah. Unmarked as well, wasn't he?
Well, he was unmarked, but what a cross.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what a head, and deserved at that point. That ball hits the back of the net, and we're all going mental, right? And we're thinking, we're on it. We're playing a game here, and we can take Arsenal here. We can take something from this game.
Well, especially when the ball, like, when you're winning from set piece, like, obviously we'll touch on the other goals afterwards, but just knowing that you can score against solid teams, like Rob Edwards said yesterday, he said this Arsenal team could win major competitions this year.
Yeah.
And we're playing so well, and we're scoring goals, and obviously, like you say, we managed to put 3 against them.
Well, actually,
we had a good 10-minute spell in the first half as well, where we really got into them, and we were in their faces. We were so intense. The crowd was up, and it was almost what Allardyce's Bolton used to do to Arsenal, and it was great. It was great because we were really imposing ourselves. Even without the ball, we were causing them a lot of anxiety.
That's why they resorted to diving, going down, holding their face, whatever. Like we said, Jesus and Martinelli, disgrace. But.
Well, one thing we'll come to in a moment, but I want to say that no other team this season has scored 3 goals against Arsenal. No other team.
No.
And it takes some doing. Whether or not their goalkeeper should have saved them is not the point. You've got to create the chances.
Exactly.
You've got to put yourself in those positions to have those chances. But then, as typical Luton Town do, we're heading in for a 1-0 at half time, and a quick break, a little dink across, and there's a goal.
Was that Havertz, was it? No, sorry, Jesus, sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah, the header.
Free header,
Yeah, and it was...
As soon as that cross got chipped, I looked across and you thought, well, it's right on his head. Yeah. It really was.
But you think when we go in at 2-1 at half time, you're thinking, well, we are going to regroup, but Arsenal are on the up here, and that they are top of the league. They're 5 points clear at the moment, or at the time of recording. You're right, they're in the Champions League. They're not going to let this go. And our problem this season, we've said it so many times, is that we don't start well second half.
Yeah, no, exactly
but
that. Yeah.
Last night, or against Arsenal, we did start well. We took a game to them straight away. Yeah,
and it was good. I mean, best form of defence is attack, and maybe that was the attitude that they relayed to the players. Just get on it from the start.
And I tell you what, even though we've not always had our own way and we had some results go against us, like say poor performance against Brentford, it was almost like that did not bother them boys yet last night. It's almost like they had the pressure lifted off them. I don't know. Maybe
they're resilient, aren't they? They really are resilient.
Maybe as the coach, obviously, the mentality of everyone, not just obviously the coaches, but the mentality of the players as well. I mean, the fact that they went out there and they matched Arsenal man for man, and they just said, "Do you know what? Come on, then let's have it." Almost like an out-and-out brawl. It was brilliant. It was great to watch. And do you know what? Like we say, it makes us so proud as Luton fans. And I heard people going last night, yeah, but you still lost the game. How can you be proud of that? It's like, hang on a minute.
And there's
that's ignorance,
stupid,
though.
Isn't it? Yeah, stupidity as well.
I really want us to start getting the points we deserve as well.
Well, that hopefully that will come. If you look at I was looking at social media for quite a long time when I got back last night, and I would say that most, if not all, of the neutrals were saying how good and how much that Luton deserves something from there. There's a few that Luton are rubbish, and we've had that all season, but people's attitudes will change when they see us play like that.
I mean, to be fair, like I say, I got a few texts last night after the game saying from people that usually slate us week in, week out, actually saying, "Do you know what? Actually, watch your game tonight, and fair play, you lot. One of the best games I've seen for a while. This and that, blah blah blah." And obviously, the round of applause emoji. And I'm just thinking to myself, all I've said to these people in the past is, if you watch us as a team, as a collective unit, we are a very good side. It's because you don't watch us. You can't judge us on stats that you see from the newspaper or what, do you know what I mean, or whatever else. It's just, you need to watch us. People need to sit down and go, we're not a bad team. We're really not.
Can we just?
I mean, on Sky Sports News last night, I think it's hold the back pages or whatever it is. They had the Sun guy and the Guardian guy, and they both said, out of the 3 promoted teams, we're the best equipped because we offer something different, and also mentioned the unity. It was like comments like, they've lost a game, they going off to a standing ovation. The club is the one, and so many people are saying now, in their opinion, that we've got the best chance. Still going to be hellishly difficult, but at least we're getting some recognition, which I think is what we were all craving earlier on, wasn't
Yes,
it?
no, of course. That's
We
it.
always want that. Let's quickly move on to just a quick mention about Adebayo's goal, because the cross was from Doughty, another set piece for us.
Love it.
Raya flapped, definitely flapped, but Adebayo was a good couple of.
Yeah, he was there. I mean, I'm right behind that goal as well, and it was. I mean, so you, Steve, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was. I mean,
He
to
was
be
there
fair,
first and high up.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it actually went in. I thought the keeper would have got it, and I thought straight away. You know, obviously when the ball comes at you, and obviously it's quite flat, sort of like loops a little bit, doesn't it? I'm looking at it going, is that ball hitting the back of the net? Is it hitting the back of the net? Oh shit, it's hit the back of the net. It's almost like it went slow motion for me. Don't know about you, Steve.
Yeah, no, don't know about slow motion. I was just so impressed about how cleanly he jumped and outdone him, because there was no physical intervention there. No, I was thrilled to bits with how Elijah played.
Yeah.
And I felt that Morrison, he looks tired. Whether he's carrying an injury, I don't know. But even when he came on, he looked sort of within himself.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's something going on, a little niggling injury or something.
8 minutes after we scored again, and let's not say anything but good things about Ross Barkley, because his birthday, he's been brilliant. We keep telling everyone and he's really sort of found his momentum now, and I think
he's his best again, doesn't he?
I think so. And post match on Prime, they were absolutely. Martinez was saying how good he was post match on Prime, but he did well to score that goal. Again, you've got to say, I mean, on the night, I didn't realise how poor Raya's attempt to save that was.
Oh yeah, I mean, we definitely saw how poor it was, but
It was a dog, wasn't it? It was a dog.
But it's also a difficult one, to be fair, for the goalkeeper, because do you know what? He's got obviously done a little bit of skill, cut to the left, and he's sort of just levered, isn't he? Like hard and low, almost like a daisy cutter. And it's hard to get down, but like you say, your goalkeeper has to do better there. But you know what? Who cares?
You're playing the top of the league. You're playing the top of the league, and you're thinking 3-2 up. We need to keep this for a little bit. And we managed to keep it for 3 minutes before we was exposed at the back again.
Mate, I missed that goal as well.
It's quite an easy goal to concede, really. There, I think. I think we were just suckered at one point. And who was it who passed to him?
Was it Jesus?
Jesus to
Havertz.
Havertz. But it was going to be a goal straight away when the pass was made, Steve.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the defenders got caught the wrong side of Jesus, and it made it easy. Again, nothing that Kaminsky could do. It's just so gutting. Batara was obviously one of the people waving at Shearer or Henry up in the box, because I think half of the Kenilworth went in. But I was one of the few to actually see it. But it might have been good playing and good passing, but it just looked like a soft gimme of a goal. I don't mind the one sort of like Palace, which is an absolute worldie, or where they've worked really hard. It just seemed a soft giveaway goal. Defender got the wrong side of Jesus. Little lob over, and Havertz just put it away. It was an easy one for him, really.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, oh God, it's 3-3, and we've still got half an hour to play.
Yeah, about that. And I did think there's no way it's finishing 3-3, but as time ticked on, I just got more and more concerned about things.
6 minutes, extra time, added time, minimum of 6 minutes. Obviously, we played a little bit more than that. And, you just kept thinking, please, just fall into our goalkeeper's arms, get yourself on the floor, hoof it up the field, the game is over. But we touched on this earlier. We have a sloppy throw in. We take forever to take a throw in, and then Kabore makes it's a disappointing challenge at that point of the game.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. I'm sorry. Do you know what? I can't say I cannot forgive him, because that's a bit dramatic, but
it just wasn't needed, was it?
I'm sorry, mate. Yeah, I think if he leaves that ball, I don't even think that the guy on the wing's getting the ball either. I think it might get out of play, or it gets headed up in the air again, and it's just like you go again. But
yeah. I mean, it was one clearance.
What the hell was he thinking? Seriously.
The other thing we touched on before, but the match officials and the referee missed some howlers really in the game. For us, I think the Ogbeni challenge.
Well, he skinned Odegaard,
But
do you know what, Steve? That is exactly what we were saying. I think was it the previous pod?
Yes, exactly.
Premier League fouls, and that was exactly one. Benet was too strong for him, and then he sort of spun himself in a circle, fell down, and whined at the ref. It is not a foul. It's a Premier League foul, and it's an absolute sack of crap. It really is.
Disgraceful, isn't it, really?
And Arsenal would say they had a penalty, a very good penalty turned down by VAR as well.
Penalty? What you mean? Where Andros Townsend he broke his leg? That one.
Arsenal would say there was a pull on one of their players for a penalty, which is this.
So I can't pass judgment.
But so you get into that 96th minute. We're all absolutely waiting for that whistle to go. We know if we clear the ball, we've got a point. And then your £104 million player rises above our defender. And
Did you say rises or rises above him then? Hang on a minute, I thought he was going with a good pun there.
Bit of both.
Dave, don't do puns. He's a straight man.
I am a straight man. His header, though, unstoppable. It was positioned really well.
Great,
and quite rightly, Jim, for me, quite rightly, if you're going to win a game in the 90 plus 7 minute and it's the last kick of the game, then you go celebrate that like it's the last kick of the game. And,
agreed.
And, everybody's saying, no, they celebrate like they won the league. Well, you know what? That result might win the league, So I take nothing away from them for that. And the silence at our end for a bit was like, it was just total deflation, wasn't it, Steve? Yeah,
just distraught, absolutely distraught. It was like an eerie silence. It's by far the hardest one to accept so far this season.
Yeah.
Well, look, we've taken the potential champions of the division. They're going to be fighting up there. They are no mugs. They're a decent side. If they fix their goalkeeping problem, they might be even better.
Well, they've got a great goalkeeper sitting on the bench, haven't they, in Ramsdale? So.
Yeah, but I don't understand why he's not playing.
That's
but
crazy.
For last night, we could have taken something out of that game. So you've got to come away with some proudness and hopefully we take the same attitude when we play Manchester City. But, that's just daunting as the last one. But,
you never know, we could turn up and win, so.
We were hopeful that we would give him a game. We've given him a game.
Yeah.
We have got nothing from something when we wanted to get, and we deserved something from that. If anything we can take from this is we can compete in this level. And we can.
Can I just say, Dave, as well, again, just waxing lyrical, Ross Barkley, I think Luton put a tweet out today of all his touches last night, against a really top team.
Yeah.
He looked great. And a few Arsenal fans that I know through work, a couple of them came in today and stuff like that, they all said, Luton were great. Ross Barkley is bang on it again.
Yeah. This is what I was saying earlier. Like I mean, was it back at Everton? Was it he broke on a scene? And honestly, this guy, I'm seeing the same standard to when he broke into that scene and when he broke into the English squad. And that sort. I'm seeing the same talent.
Yeah, I think he's a level above anyone else at the club at the moment. He's looking for passes and the runs aren't being made. So, but he must be loving it at the moment because he's banging form.
Does anybody come in for him for January?
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's good then.
I think he's got a bit more to prove yet.
Well, listen, fellas, it was a spur of the moment.
That was meant in a non-disrespectful way, by the way. Like about Barkley,
No, it doesn't matter.
To prove because he wants to prove his fitness as well. That's what I meant. But yeah.
Well, no, listen, he's done nothing but get better with us, and long may we keep him. Just to want to touch on one other thing, and it's really wound me up. Hugh Wozencroft.
The
Talk Sport guy who does the Football League show where he probably belongs, said Luton are just not a Premier League team. Well, do you know what, Hugh? We bloody well are a Premier League team.
Because we're in there.
And we're in there, and we're in there on merit, and we deserve to be there. And do you know what? I think we've got a really good chance of staying there. So I'm going to pin that and get back to him if we stay up, because it really
if we stay up.
I think that Dave, though, as well, sort of trashy companies like them, they just do it for clickbait half the time. Either that or they're just complete imbeciles.
Genuinely, I don't think
they deserve the airtime, mate.
Genuinely, mate, I don't feel he was anything but being an Arsenal supporter then. And, I just hope we can prove him wrong. Listen, guys, thanks for coming on at short notice. Thanks for watching. If you're watching or listening, thank you for that. Leave some comments on YouTube if you care to do so. The podcast is back after the Manchester City game. Let's hope that we can get something from that.
Yes, come on.
Come on, the town.
Thank you very much.